Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past daily randomizer race. We have an exciting Crosskeys mode in store for today, where we've got hints, key sanity, past Ganon, and shuffled cross-world entrances. I'm Sorcerer Finch, and joining me in the booth tonight is Zethno. How are you doing today, Zethno?
I am doing great, and I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of a different seed than we've been seeing a lot of the time recently.
Right. I don't think I've seen a Crosskeys in a good while, and with like a cave like leading from the light world to the dark world, or vice versa. Plus, we might find Ganon in a minute. We might find where the drop-in is for the Ganon fight, or we might not. We'll see kind of who sees it first. But we'd also like to give a shout out to Professor Renderer, who's getting us set up, and Artaro for tracking for us and keeping us honest on the commentary.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to be off right about now, and it's going to be interesting to see how things go from here.
Right, and there's a big key for Skull Woods. And you'll take a look at P-Train's sprite. Definitely looks like Link, but definitely that head's bobbing right there. That is the bobblehead Link, actually created by P-Train himself. And actually, P-Train and Average Frustrated Gamer are actually pretty much in sync, going straight towards the witch's hut, and it's instead going to be hammer pegs.
This start is not an out of the ordinary start for a Crosskeys race.
All right.
Going to see a lot of different things than we've been seeing. We've been seeing a lot of various different types of races, a lot of standard races because of the main tournament. There is a Crosskeys race coming up, so that could be the reason that we have so many people. We have 20 entrants in this race tonight. We're only restreaming 2, featuring these 2, but there are a lot of people here.
Right, it's definitely going to be. This is already. Oh, and setting up for the Houlihan trick, which normally would drop you into a cave with a bunch of rupees, and it still does. This is a good way to get some money kind of early game, especially when you don't have those flippers. One of those rupees kind of getting left behind by P-Train just real quick, but they're both out. They're both going to go ahead and start right back at Link's house. And I'm going to be honest, I can't remember which Koopa Kid AFG is playing as. Is that Roy, I think?
I'm not sure.
Nice tree pull, though, getting a full magic refill right there, and that's not going to lead anywhere. Trying to remember exactly where that entrance was. AFG is going to go ahead and farmed a couple bombs right there, though, so...
Yeah, trying to get a few bombs, getting things going. Oh, we found Ice Palace. That was fast.
Ooh, oh my.
Yeah, our runners don't want to go in there. There's no possible way to get through that door that's going to work right at this moment within I think, the legal racing rules. There are ways to get through there, but not things that our runners are supposed to do. P-Train's in the Dark World.
Right, that was from Sanctuary, where the Sanctuary chest, and there's the mirror for AFG in Skull Woods,
Yep.
which was over by the race game, by the way.
Yeah, these runners, this is the big thing with Crosskeys. You're going to end up all over the world very quickly. It's going to get very confusing very fast. Yeah, the big thing here is that the runners are going to have to, speaking of race game, we're going to have to find a second way over to the second side of race game, because obviously the right side is Skull Woods. So to get to the left side, we're going to have to get into Dark World somehow with a mirror.
Right, and in the meantime, we'd like to welcome everyone coming in from Speed Gaming 2. Welcome in to a Crosskeys race for the daily Link to the Past randomizer race.
Yeah, you're only about 3 or 4 minutes in here. We've seen extremely little. We've seen part of Skull Woods. We've seen a little bit of Ice Palace. The rest of the world is open to us. Stick around, ask questions. We're here for anything you want to ask.
All right.
Meanwhile, our runners are just pushing through, trying to find out what all of these different entrances are. Our runners are taking very different routes, so we're getting a good check. There is a key on Hylia Island. Hey, look, bomb hut. P-Train picks up no bombs because he's already at 10.
Right, after farming from Graveyard Ledge, and that's a nice quick 4 bombs kind of every time you go in there. And AFG, I actually missed what was up on the bumper ledge.
I was watching P-Train, so I have no idea, but AFG takes a death.
And our tracker Artaro keeping us honest, it was just 10 arrows up there.
And yes, agreeing with chat, Crosskeys. Oh no. Yes, Crosskeys is definitely one heck of a... I'm going to say oh yes, but AFG back in Dark World. P-Train fighting the back of Desert. However, we don't have a fire source, so we're not going to get very far in here. Grabs the key just in case, gets out.
Right, because we also don't know, with it being key sanity as well, we still don't know which dungeons are crystal, which dungeons are pendants, and even though we have fast Ganon, we still need to find all 7 crystal dungeons and defeat them, get the 7 crystals, before we can even think about touching Ganon.
For sure. And I just want to kind of reiterate for our new viewers and everyone, from everybody from Speed Gaming 2, if you have any questions, please do let us know. We do have an eye on the comment section too. So if you do have any questions, we are here to answer them as we commentate this one heck of a race between AFG, P-Train, and the 18 off-screen runners. Right. AFG does a tree pull, gets nothing.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, if... Oh, and there's Skull Woods on P-Train's side, so that'll be... So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Okay, AFG, first of all, just walked into a dead end. I'm not 100% sure which drop-down that was. I know you were watching P-Train. Maybe somebody in chat or somebody else can let us know. Chat is also talking about P-Train Sprite. P-Train Sprite, I know this one. This one is Bobblehead Link, and it's actually made by P-Train, apparently.
Yeah.
So, yes, this Sprite that is making multiple people in chat uncomfortable. It is Bobblehead Sprite. This is actually P-Train's creation. So if you have any problems, you can take it up with him afterwards.
Ooh, and there's
but I like it. It's great. I like this Sprite. It looks funny.
Yeah, and AFG does find a small key to ice. And to answer a question from chat, so this is not fully a rando. So bosses and enemies will still be the same. However, all the keys are shuffled, all the compasses and maps are shuffled all around.
Yep. Hey, look, we found a hookshot cave on AFG side.
We sure did.
Oh, that is not a connector we wanted to find. So that's one of the big things that I'll say for Crosskeys runners. A lot of them are running, if you're new to it, you're looking for ways to get around the world. Some caves have 2 entrances. So when you find one side, you're hoping to find another side. Oh, we just found Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
You're looking for another side of that cave. You see AFG walk back into that cave. He knows it leads to the other side of where he wants to be. So some caves are really helpful because you can walk in one side and get out the other side where in the end of where you want to be, and that helps out. So they're looking for these kind of caves that will help them in the long run.
Right. Meanwhile, we do get a big key on P-Train's side over in Ice Rod Cave, or the quote-unquote Ice Rod Cave. Average Frustrated Gamer finding Agina's Cave with the heart container, which, considering we're 8.5 minutes in, and we're at 3 hearts, 4 hearts, that's not a bad find.
Yeah, health is nice. 3 hearts, 4 hearts is rough. AFG picking up some extra bombs there makes sense in early game. P-Train is in the dark.
If I were to, yeah, I'm not even quite sure where in the dark. If I were to guess, it would be the cave up the mountain.
That's what I was going to assume too. It's like he's been in. Okay, so sorry, quickly. AFG has found bomb hut with less bombs, and yeah, P-Train has found the Ascent Cave. The big thing is that he was in there for oh wow, that's a sword. He was in there for a long time. So a lot of the time with the runners this early, if you're in that cave that long, you're probably in Ascent Cave. But wow, P-Train has found a sword out of logic.
And that is the first weapon in the game. So right now, the only equipment difference is P-Train with the sword, and then AFG over by the race game was actually the entrance to Skull Woods, the back of Skull Woods rather, and that's where that mirror was.
That definitely makes for an interesting decision. AFG is also going to jump in here, going to probably grab the key and dip out. Grabbing the key just in case. Always nice. It does give you that option that if the runners do get into Desert Palace later, they can steal that key and go to the right side. If one of our runners does that, they do risk the potential of needing to go get that second desert key somewhere in the world at some point to get back in.
Right.
We got the big key to Missouri Meyer on P-Train side.
Well, and there's the hammer as well in the entrance to Spectacle Rock.
Oh.
The top of Spectacle Rock, I suppose. So yeah, we're finding some nice things though, and there's let's go ahead and use that hammer right away, shall we?
That's weird. I thought I saw AFG in Mimic Cave at some point earlier, but he didn't have hammer. He must have found a different way into here, but that's okay.
Oh, AFG found Turtle Rock, the back of Turtle Rock. I think that maybe that was it.
Maybe I could have sworn I saw him in Mimic Cave, but apparently P-Train was in there earlier. That could be it too.
Oh, okay. And
there's two runners. It's very easy to get them mixed up with how many checks they're making in completely different locations. So I apologize if I do that in the future. But I wouldn't be surprised if I did it again.
No, this is definitely a mode where, chat definitely wins. It's gonna be heck for the racers and the commentators as well.
Yeah, this is all for you. This is for us. This is for everybody. Have a good look. P-Train checking what is originally Spike Cave, nothing, as a bunny. There is a significant benefit to running around with Bunny in Crosskeys because you can do a lot more than you think you normally could.
Right.
From M4A bobbing along there for P-Train with his bobblehead sprite. I like that. I gotta shout that out.
And it looks like P-Train found Super Bunny Cave, which unfortunately, I guess wouldn't be able to get to the Super Bunny part of that. Ooh.
AFG taking a death. Those Tektites are unfortunate in a lot of ways. I've died to them more than most other enemies in the game, just from their weird bounces.
Yeah, between them and actually everything on Death Mountain is quite a pain to work with.
I fully agree, but Tektites are the ones where you're like, oh, I'm safe, and then they just bounce in a completely different direction than you had expected. Okay, I'm shocked how AFG didn't get hit by that Moldorm, but Tektites are the ones that just walk in a completely opposite direction than you expect them to. Or jump, I guess.
Right, and Agina's Cave entrance just leads to a Great Fairy.
We're going to see a lot of those. We got chat talking about they'll take Tektites over Dead Rocks. The problem with Dead Rocks is they'll get in your way. Tektites will just kill you if you're not paying attention. That's so true. They're both really bad in very different ways, I think. What do you think, Sorcerer Finch?
I think that I hope AFG finds a weapon of some sort soon. Oh, and there's the back of Laser Bridge.
Ooh, P-Train takes death. That's okay. We effectively took the safety door. If you've been watching all our other tournament races, there's a lot of tournaments going on right now. All over speed gaming and other speed gaming. And we'll see how P-Train does. P-Train, I think, knows our the stutter... Oh, P-Train knows the skip here pretty well. Gonna probably check all these.
Yeah, and finding 2 items. I mean, map of ice, so at least you'll be able to know if Ice Palace is a crystal or a pendant. And there's red mail.
Red mail is worth it. Immediately after P-Train wants the death warp, he's like, of course I got red mail when I want a death warp. That's just gonna slow me down.
Right. Well, I guess it's either that or if it were the Sanctuary Heart, that would be another kind of really.
But yeah, look at that. 3 hearts, 4 hearts, but we're at red mail, blue mail. At 3 hearts, it's not a really big deal to get that upgrade. At 3 hearts, you're really not going to do all that much. Not going to take out that long to death warp.
Right.
We really haven't found much, so I kind of got to ask chat. We got a bunch of viewers around here. What do you think? What are we going to see? What do you want to see? Let us know. Give us something to add to this. What do you want to see?
Yeah, I don't know if we can say, like, what will progression be when we don't know where or what progression will be, but...
Oh, yeah, that's really hard with Crosskeys. Progression, rooms, anything. We could just walk into a dungeon we can complete. Okay. Oh! AFG finds a sword in Kakariko. P-Train will be back here. Actually, P-Train will be picking up that mirror and catching up to AFG. After that, likely, I think P-Train will be going into Kakariko and will be getting his Master Sword.
Yeah, ooh, P-Train does have to be a little cautious, but there we go. And AFG did find King's Tomb.
My thing here is we got chat talking about Lamp will be progression. Let's not discuss that too much, because Lamp and progression with Master Sword could mean Aga. Now I know chat loves Aga, but I think these runners would rather not. We're getting a arrow game from AFG.
And the race game is just going to be a compass. That won't really do too much. When it is shuffled compasses, you get to see how many chests you've opened in a particular dungeon. That's not going to be really useful for these runners and for this kind of mode.
And sorry, I do have to comment on something chat saying we do need Aga keys because it is cross keys. We do need both keys for Aga. So it's not quite Aga access, but I mean to say that it leans that way. We do need both keys. Yes.
That's a good point. Oh, is that a vanilla? Oh, okay. So there's a small key to pod over on AFG side.
Yeah, one of 6. We're going to see a lot of those.
That was a vanilla back of Tavern.
Small keys to pod. We're going to see them all the time. Don't be surprised when we see small key to pod. Hey, it's a small key to pod. Oh, thieves area. We don't need that money. AFG just spent time farming money. Finds a room where he could have farmed it. Chat is actually confirming that the back of tavern is always back of tavern because of the direction of the door. It has to be back of tavern.
Okay.
AFG did not use the mirror to skip that little progression, but does do that. We apparently did find Swamp Small.
And Swamp and Thieves Town are going to be our 5-6 crystals, so we know what the 5-6 crystals are. With P-Train going to finding the Big Bomb vendor.
The big thing about that is Swamp Small is an extremely important key to find. if it is a crystal. That is the equivalent of an ice rod hunt in non-key sanity if you don't have it. So the runners will be extremely happy to find that.
Right, between that or, take that or either like the second castle tower small key.
If we need to find it, sure, but that if you find Swamp is a crystal, and you're gonna need that small key eventually, and that small key can be absolutely anywhere except GT then and Swamp itself. But we found it, so no big hunt for us today.
And no big hunt for P-Train to find that Master Sword. And AFG found Hera.
My only other discussion is that bottle vendors sold us a bottle. I'm not sure I'm okay with that. Is this a randomizer? I promise it is randomized. But we got a bottle.
And P-Train finally picks up heart number 4 after starting out with 3.
Yeah, that fourth heart is this is tight. Our runners are pretty short on health, but they are good on armor. Fire locked Tower of Hera. And no way around it. No hookshot.
Yeah, this is just this is incredible. Oh, okay, and you can get a hint there. I think hints are actually on in Crosskeys for, it might not be much good, but they're on.
I'm just going to comment on something from chat here. There's a question about divergence in Crosskeys. Is there more divergence in Crosskeys than in standard? Yes. There's if you think about every entrance in the world, every entrance in Hyrule, there's so many different directions you can go. There's so many different things you can do that there is such a large, what we call Sphere 1, things you can access right off the bat, that runners can go a lot of different ways. And if they find a specific item or they find specific entrances, they can do very different things. And that's why you're seeing a little bit of a variance between P-Train and AFG. They actually did happen to be in the village at the same time, but other from that, they've had pretty different routes overall.
Right. So if you can find the entrances that lead, and there's the Master Sword for AFG in Kakariko Well. Oh, and a small key to ice.
But that does mean P-Train will be there in a moment, which means there will be a Tempered Sword on P-Train's side very, very soon.
Right. So, but yeah, that's the, even though the runners are pretty close by each other, like there are just so many checks that are available right off the bat that I think it was just I think there's like at the very beginning they were neck and neck, and then they just diverged like immediately after that.
Yeah, 100%. We
We
found Lumberjack, and it's a key. The best thing is that we've already found the Swamp key.
Right.
That's vanilla. Lumberjack is vanilla, okay. But in the end, we know that can't be a 100% required key. We'll see what key that might be. That could be something to watch for. Oh, we got a comment in chat. Yes, from Tyler. So watch that be the desert key. If desert is a crystal, and our runners decide to steal that front key, both of them grabbed it, and check right side, that could very well be a required key to finish the game.
That could be. Oh my goodness, that would be. Oh, that would be rough. Or the Thieves Town small key as well.
Thieves Town small. Yeah, that could be it. There's a lot of things that could be. Small key on... What is AFG check here? We found GT. Wow, that is a lot of checks for AFG eventually knowing it's here. But unfortunately, right now, there's no hammer to go to left side. If P-Train finds it, that will be a lot better. Actually,
there's
that's
all
not
4
true.
swords.
He can't go anywhere. Oh, and there's a sword.
Yep. So there's Tempered Sword for AFG, and
if she's checking this, but he can't go any further. But even that, that's a bow.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Is that the bow that we will end up needing? I mean, and all we
That's
need
a
for that, we just
bow.
need boots. All we need are boots.
That's a bow. Yes, but boots could be something ridiculous, right? Like boots could be behind Armos to get our first bow, if we want to be utterly ridiculous.
Fair.
Now, that's not something we expect. That's not something I want for the runners. But this could be ridiculous.
And a little bit ago, AFG did pick up the bomb and arrow upgrade, which will probably be pretty. That'll pay off, like, because you found it early, you already got it. You'll be able to use those upgrades for the rest of the seed. P-Train getting the uncomfortable news about that small key.
I do want to answer a question in chat. This is not a hard pool. This is normal pool. This is just basic Crosskeys. Normal pool, normal everything, except the entrances are all mixed. The keys, maps, compasses are all scrambled. And that's about it. AFG does find Laser Bridge, like P-Train earlier, is getting the skips just as well as P-Train did.
And this will pay off with some red mail. So that will be very, very helpful, especially in this early game when you have 6 hearts. And you don't have... I mean, I guess you do have Tempered Sword, but there's not a whole lot kind of item-wise yet. All right, and just gets that red mail right there as well. That was close.
Yeah, I was going to mention, AFG does pick up that red mail. That evens up our runners on the most part. The biggest thing is that AFG still doesn't have that hammer. Sorcerer Finch, do you remember what P-Train got it? Because I missed the initial pickup, and I don't remember where it is.
That hammer was in Spectacle Rock. The entrance to Spectacle Rock.
Ooh,
And P-Train
AFG won't...
Yep.
AFG won't be up there for a little bit.
But P-Train does get that butter sword right there, and will get the news about the bow.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though P-Train does have the hammer to keep going left in GT, he doesn't have boots or a hookshot. Is he gonna bomb jump it? He's gonna bomb jump it. Here we go.
All right.
Here's some bomb jumps for you, chat. This is what you want to see. These are the tricks you want to see. He's gonna bomb jump upwards. This is a completely out of logic check. The game does not expect... If you're a runner that's going to be trying to play this or do something, the game does not expect you to know how to do this. It helps to know, but you don't have to do it, ever. Small key to Palace of Darkness. What a surprise. As I said, we'll be finding a lot of these.
I mean, but that wasn't too bad. Like, that could end up paying out all right, with the small key to Pod, small key to Turtle Rock. And, it's another bottle. Not that it's an incredibly helpful bottle right now, but it's there. Hookshot will definitely open up a lot of the world, I think, for the runners, though. All right, and AFG getting the news as well about Swamp and Thieves Town being crystal dungeons. Not only the 5-6 ones, but they're just crystal dungeons, and we need those in order to beat the game. I guess the only other useful bit of information would definitely be if you can find Sassarola, and try to get confirmation on one of the pendants.
Yeah, we're really having some issues finding some progression items here, though. We found swords, we found mirror, but we really don't have much else.
Right. This is this has been an interesting siege so far. Ooh,
P-Train with another bomb jump rail clip.
that was the first time I've seen that, and I mean, you know, you don't usually see a case for that, I guess. Um,
Outside of Crosskeys, no, that's not something you're going to see very often.
right. All right, and all right. Once we find that moon pearl, we did find a hype cave on AFG's side.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a small key to Ganon's tower over on P-Train's side. Uh, that could be useful. All right, and now it's a good thing we have red mail.
Yeah. Chain jump room, never fun in the best of circumstances. Small key to this dungeon. Yay, game. We're getting more bomb jumps from P-Train. Here we go.
Meanwhile, AFG is going to be exploring a bit of Village of Outcasts and south thereof.
Oh!
Oh,
P-Train ends up in Skullwoods area.
yep. And Skull Woods, if I remember correctly, is always going to be vanilla, at least the entrance part or the overworld kind of part, except for the back of the dungeon.
P-Train abusing the fact that if you get picked up by a wall master, you turn back into Link.
That's very handy right about now. Now, and fortunately, also does have that butter sword, so yeah, the Gibdos won't be too much of an issue.
Now, this time P-Train doesn't want to get grabbed by that again. AFG actually doing that check I mentioned earlier. You need to get to left side race game with a mirror to just double check what's in this side.
And
But nothing
unfortunately,
important.
it's nothing.
Where does P-Train end up on the other side of Skullwoods? Skullwoods.
Yeah, I think Skull Woods will be vanilla. I think Skull Woods will at least be vanilla. The overworld, and I'm not 100% sure. In full disclosure, like how that apparently that's not the right entrance for that particular room.
It is definitely not, but it is Skullwoods. P-Train could take a death there.
Oh, AFG found Sick Kid and the Moon Pearl up on K45.
That's a super important find. That Moon Pearl is going to help a lot. You can see P-Train having a little bit of an issue here with... there you go. Got Super Bunny. Going to be doing his shenanigans in here, for lack of a better word.
And will be death warping, and actually that's I don't know if that's a function of being in Super Bunny form or
the death warp is to get Link state. If he comes back to life, you'll see him in Link state here.
okay.
See,
and it was just the sprite just not falling was just a little confusing there, but that could very well just be a Super Bunny.
Yeah, if you die in a dungeon, you as a bunny, you will revive as Link. The game assumes you are Link when you revive, whether or not you have Moon Pearl.
All right, and did find Ether Medallion there as well. AFG exploring Blind Hut though, and will be and finds the book. Ooh, that
could be important.
That's a find.
Yeah, it's as kind of mentioned in chat here. The bunny doesn't have a falling sprite, partially because you're not really supposed to fall all that much with the bunny in the vanilla game.
That's fair. Thank you for confirming in chat. And Yeah, this is this has been an interesting kind of go of it so far. For P-Train's sake, you definitely want to find that pearl soon. The good news is you've got all the tools already to get it with that mirror, so
Uh,
just when will you check K45?
I just do have to say that P-Train's bobblehead sprite looks even weirder in Dark World than it does in Light World.
Oh yeah. Oh, and there's flippers. There's checkerboard cave on AFG side.
AFG's getting a lot of good items here.
Right. I mean, it's oh, and you know that would actually be a pretty high cave for the flippers.
Yeah.
A reasonably hyped cave, at least.
So what do we see here? What are we going to get out of the dam in Dark World? That's not an important room.
Nah, especially you don't need bombs. You had already, yeah, you're at 14.
Yeah, that's probably enough for the rest of the game, to be honest.
And P-Train, I think, is going to be heading towards K45, and that will open up a lot of checks, a lot more checks, at least. Like being able to use the hammer in the Dark World.
Just a reminder for anyone that's joining us more recently, this is a Crosskeys race, so entrances are randomized, maps, compasses, and small and big keys. But AFG taking that book into the desert entrance to find out what it is.
And it looked like P-Train, that small key in Spectacle Rock was just, ooh. Okay. Unfortunately, of all the maps, we already knew what Swamp was going to be.
Yeah, that was a long book to something that we already knew what it was. So that was not at all helpful. P-Train getting that left side of race game done. Continuing on with his bunny checks, as he does not yet have that mirror.
But will go ahead, but will be getting that Moon Pearl momentarily. That's going to be a very welcome find. 36 and a half minutes in. AFG probably had that for what, about 5 minutes beforehand.
Yep, Moon Pearl. I think I said mirror actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, definitely. AFG did have a little bit of an advantage with that Moon Pearl, but it didn't last all that long. And I don't feel P-Train was really delayed all that much. There were a few times, maybe in Skull Woods, that would have been bad, but...
Meanwhile, AFG finding a small key to Castle Tower. So, kind of hoping that... So, yeah. There's 2 checks in there. That could be...
You don't want to find that. As a runner, you don't want to find that. You don't want Castle Tower smalls. Get those out of here. We don't want those.
Right. Also, if we could avoid, the compasses, doing the dig game. But fortunately, it wasn't too many digs for that game.
Yeah. But worst case with a compass, you get a check you don't want. With Castle Tower keys, you could be required to go up Castle Tower.
Wherever that is.
Yeah, if we find it. Just a reminder, it could be in any entrance in the world. Any doorway you can possibly think of in Hyrule. That could be Castle Tower. Hey, we got a map check.
All right, and I saw that pendant, Turtle Rock.
And I think Ice Palace as well.
So a crystal at Ice Palace. It looked like it was the pendant of power, the blue one, up at Turtle Rock. Oh, and there's some green goo over on the Zora Ledge.
Oh, nice, but there's an interesting question. Will AFG go that distance for it? It is Crosskeys, so it makes it a little bit more worth it than what you would see in a standard or open seed.
Right. And there's the book on P-Train's side, and we have a key.
Aha, to pod. As I said, we'll be seeing a lot of those. Yeah, AFG does decide to pick up that green goo. It helps to have the bottle. Crosskeys can be really awkward with some placements of entrances and other things, so it's nice to have that magic refill when you need it.
All right, and Hype Cave into checkerboard for those flippers.
We do have our tracker reminding us that there is a small key on Lumberjack Ledge.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad at this point though that both of our runners have the Moon Pearl, so they have, so they can fully traverse the Dark World. They're good on that front. The thing that I'm going to be really curious about though is if that bow that we found in Ganon's Tower is our first one. Okay, and Eastern is just a green pendant.
Yeah.
Oh, and a fetch quest over in Sashi's closet.
So the big thing with that mushroom though is, what do you do with it? Do you actually want to try to turn it in? Are you going to try to save it for a fake powder? What are you going to play with it?
Ooh, that's a good point. And also, you know, to turn it in, you would need to find the witch's hut as well.
Correct. You actually need to find that entrance, and to be honest, you need to find the bat as well.
Fair enough. I don't think we've seen it on either runner's side yet.
No, I don't think we've seen either room from either side, and we will need King of Samaria for that fake powder if we want to do it. So
it's very simple. Let's just find the Cane of Samaria, you know, in the next check or two.
Oh, we did find bat, according to chat. I must have missed it.
Yeah. To be fair, there is a lot going on here.
Yeah, there are. We are doing. Sorcerer Finch and I are doing our best to track all this. It's great to have you guys here, and it's great to have our tracker Arteril, who is helping us out. And I see there was a slight issue with the tracker, but everything is fixed. Definitely not a problem. He's been doing a great job.
Yeah, and AFG opening up pod. Let's see where pod leads us. To pod. Okay.
Podlet the... Okay, this is Crosskeys. Game? No. Game? No. Pod's not supposed to be pod. The purpose of Crosskeys is for our runners to have a different entrance everywhere in the world. You're not actually supposed to give us a dungeon at a dungeon.
Let alone the right dungeon at a dungeon.
Yeah, like the right dungeon at the right dungeon. What is this?
On the plus side, although at least that wasn't a small key to this dungeon right there. You know, look at the bright side.
Yeah, so I actually, speaking of this dungeon, I have to discuss. This is one of the most important dungeons to kind of keep in mind in Crosskeys, because we have the opportunity of a hammer jump. In Crosskeys, you can do a bomb jump right here that will avoid the use of a key, which is probably one of the most important small key skips of Crosskeys.
Right, because it's what, 6 total small keys, I think, in pod?
Yes, 6. You can do it with 5, but if you do the hammer jump bomb jump, you can do it with 4. We just found a, out of logic, Cane of Samaria. What? What are we gonna do with that?
And now we're starting to get some nice items here.
I was just mentioning the Cane of Samaria for another dungeon. I don't remember what it was, but okay, here comes the bomb jump. Here we go. AFG side. You want to see hammer jump? This is a very tight clip. If you know what you're doing, it can be pretty good. It can be a little bit rough to get into the right spot. This is why you're seeing 500,000 menu buffers, because AFG is just trying to see if he's in the right spot. Here it is, and there's the hammer yum. Over the pit, through the rail, right into the dark room.
And well done. Also, thank goodness our runners have swords, because imagining, like, doing this in the dark, no swords to know where you are, no, that just seems pretty rough right there. But we're gonna get the last item kind of out of the back of pod, and it's a big key to ice.
I was gonna laugh really hard if it was the pod, and AFG had to walk all the way back through the dark base to get to the big chest. When I saw the dark one, I was half expecting it to be pod. But we didn't see it. Ice Palace. You know, but we have Cane of Samaria. What do we need the big key to Ice Palace for? We can just glitch right past it.
Fair enough. And AFG, even though it doesn't have a bow, will be doing a little skip kind of up here where you can get past the bowlock side.
Potion camera unlock, or are we going to see Mimic Clip?
Let's see.
We're going to see Mimic Clip. Okay, there is a little bit of a clip. If you do the correct inputs here, basically what you're going to see is the Mimic get into the wall, and when the Mimic gets into the wall, it will fly off the screen.
It does require a little bit of setup.
Yep, and it can be very finicky. Which is why you're seeing a little bit of time spent here on the AFG side. Potion camera unlock would have been faster. I'm not sure if he has a full potion he could use, or if he just decided to save it for later.
Did have the red and picked up the green potion as well. But you might want to save on, might want to hold on to those, especially when you don't know where the witch's hut is. And I think almost got it.
P-Train is doing the exact same thing. Look at this, double Mimic Clip. P-Train going with the bufferless Mimic Clip.
Oh,
and look at that.
And
the Mimic walks off the wall, AFG's walks off the wall, and they're both through. But you can see the difference between P-Train and AFG there. P-Train had a much faster time, very comfortable with it. But, you know, both runners got it. The key is just getting it. Double Mimic Clip.
Right now, P-Train can continue on from here, and does have to anyway. AFG, although, never mind, AFG was done with this area anyways.
Yes. I do want to clarify a question for some a viewer in chat, which I'm sure we have other viewers thinking about it. The only way to kill that red Mimic is with a bow. So your only way to get through that room is to find a way to either get the Mimic off the screen, which is what you saw both the runners do, or use a glitch called a Potion Camera Unlock, which allows you to move the screen to a point where that Mimic gets off the screen, and the game will just assume that you've killed it.
If I can't see the Mimics, then clearly they must be gone.
Yep. Actually, I was learning about that the other day, and part of that is because that's part of a big super tile where there are other enemies off screen anyways. So as long as the game doesn't see it on screen, it doesn't think it exists. So here we go. Hammer Yup number 2 from P-Train. On mirror. That makes me nervous.
But nails it, you know, gets that. A little bit worried about the... Okay, and AFG is going to spend that mushroom here.
Okay, so when AFG finds the mushroom key, or mushroom key at the witch's shop, he will have whatever item comes from the mushroom key. I have no idea where that came from. And I do want to clarify a quick question for chat. Cross keys means all the entrances are shuffled. Any entrance can be any other entrance in the game. And it is full key sanity. The small keys, the big keys, the maps, and the compasses are shuffled.
Right. And the only good news with that is it is fast Ganon. You don't need to clear Ganon's tower in order to beat the game. You do need to find Ganon, though, and have 7 crystals collected when you fight Ganon. And and one of the other fun things is caves can lead from the light world to the dark world, or vice versa. They're not necessarily tied to the same world, hence the cross part. And that was a red pendant up on Red of Wisdom, I think, up on Tower Hera.
So there is a question from chat as to what happens if you try to fight Ganon without the 7 crystals. Yeah, he basically tells you you don't know what you're doing, and get out of there because you haven't finished your goal.
P-Train found the small key to Hera.
Ooh, that could be important.
Oh, and also something kind of interesting to note. We're 50 minutes in. We don't have any gloves.
The other really interesting thing is that AFG hasn't found that hammer yet, as P-Train had it in the first, 5-10 minutes?
Something like that. It's definitely been a long, a pretty big advantage just time-wise with that hammer.
But as you've said, they don't have the gloves, so that doesn't matter all that much until they can find that glove. Once they find the glove and the hammer does give our runners a significant amount of access around the world. But they do need that glove.
Yeah, and let's see. Turtle Rock is Ether to open that up. Hopefully we don't need to... Well, we might still need to go into that entrance, though.
Oh, of course we could.
And let's see what's in Hype Cave. 3 red rupees and 3 bombs. We liked when it was Hype Cave the entrance.
Yeah, that was more hype. There was one item in there, but it actually gave us more than the rest of Hype Cave all put together.
Right. Meanwhile, P-Train does find Hyrule Castle, so we'll go ahead and do the front of escape at least. Oh, did he talk to the... Oh, I think that earlier... Yeah, he had talked to the NPC earlier without the Moon Pearl in chat. Thank you for reminding us, because, yeah, just went to the back of Hype Cave without the talking to the thief there. Johnny 2 bombs.
B-Train going through the long escape. If you want to watch something, you can just watch his head bobble.
So that was interesting. Oh, well, no, that was interesting. P-Train opting to skip Zelda's cell.
Yeah, I was pausing to try to think of how to bring that up. P-Train completely avoided Zelda's cell, mirrored before there, stole the key to do the back first.
Alright. And yep, AFG did check the pedestal, and it is just going to be a shield.
We're not getting that. That's not happening. I'm sorry to chat that really wants it to happen. It's not happening.
And
oh look, a bottle from Darkross.
Yep.
Yeah, P-Train is stealing that key because P-Train does want to get to the back of the escape sequence. The biggest thing to this that you have to remember is that he does need a key from a rat or a mouse in the back here that moves. That is not the easiest thing in the world to find. He does get it.
And the good news is, at 8 hearts, red mail. It's not, and with a sword. Actually, with a sword, it's a little bit of a different prospect than like you have like 1 bomb left or 2 bombs left, and you need to get that. And in the back, it's just 2 pieces of heart, 300 rupees. Not a whole lot there.
For sure. It just definitely gets interesting where if that rat gets away from you at the starting, it can get a little bit hard to find it in the dark.
But here we are, 54 minutes in, about to hit the 55-minute mark. Where is that power glove?
Yeah, really.
Or who finds it first? Well, there's
Ooh,
a
big key. Swamp. That's about the least important big key, most likely, that we're going to find. It very well could be extremely important, but in general, it's probably not important.
All right, and we found. Okay, so AFG did find desert, the front of desert.
Ooh, so here's the big thing. Do we use the key? He does not
No.
use the key. Did P-Train not go in there?
I don't think P-Train did. No. I
That
don't recall.
That seems weird that he wouldn't go in there, but I didn't see it either.
Okay, and there was a oh, okay, so it was the Desert Palace for the Thief Town entrance.
P-Train was a bunny. That's why he didn't go in. He couldn't pull on it. He couldn't pull on the entrance.
Yeah, but P-Train does find a cape, however. So that could be interesting over in Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah. So AFG still has not stolen that key and actually used it. He has the key in hand. If he uses that opens that right door, and does not save scum that key, he could be stuck looking for the second key to finish it if it is a crystal.
Right, and I think actually it is. It is a crystal because we've got Turtle Rock and then Eastern and Hera as our pendants.
Oh yeah, so it is a crystal. So yeah, so there's a very big risk using stealing that small key, because if he has to get back into the back, it could be something like that key on Lumberjack Ledge.
Right. Oh, and there's the other entrance to Desert over on P-Train's side.
So once again, will we see the key steal?
Oh my goodness, this is tense. You know, what will the runners do? Just a piece of heart, so we aren't necessarily boots locked.
Our runners just missed the opportunity to high-five each other. Yep, P-Train not stealing that key, not using it. So neither are runners stealing the key to actually use it. Both grab that key, but neither using it.
That is interesting.
Oh, P-Train's sprite swimming animation is something.
Oh, yeah, it's a little eerie, isn't it? You know that
Little? For a lot of our viewers who were talking in chat that the walking animation was unnerving, how do you feel about the swimming animation?
All right, and AFG is electing to continue in through escape. And we'll be doing a check that P-Train did not do in checking Zelda's cell.
Yeah, no, this could be very important. P-Train found nothing in the back of Escape, so that ended up being not important. The question is, will this be something important?
Oh, look, it's the big key of this dungeon. And it was not important.
There's a good conversation in chat about the swimming appearance. Yes, I guess I should say animation. I shouldn't say animation because there's not much animation to the actual swimming. It's just a floating head.
Well, I mean, Link's hat does kind of shift back and forth a little bit. P-Train also electing, by the way, to get that green goo over on Zora Ledge. So both of our runners picking that up. That's definitely a good call. I mean, we're an hour in. We just hit the 1 hour mark, and we're still looking for a lot of equipment between gloves. We definitely do need the flute. Well, no, we don't necessarily need the flute. We still might need the flute. We don't know if we need the flute.
We need the flute. It's Myers crystal.
Right, but the entrance
Oh,
to Meyer
yeah.
might be
Yeah. Crosskeys. Crosskeys. You're right. Yep.
Definitely need a hook shot, though.
A very quick moment of forgetting we're in Crosskeys because there have been so many non-entrance randomizer modes recently.
Right. Well, and it looks like this is the first Crosskeys in over a month as well. It's been a little while, so.
I guess that's the moment we got to mention that there is a Crosskeys tournament coming up, so that's something to keep in mind as well.
Right, so if you enjoy Key Sanity plus Entrance Randomizer plus, well, you got hints, I guess. You can find out where unique items are.
But yeah, we're on our way, still looking for. We've been playing for over an hour, and while we have a lot of weapons and a lot of armor, we have very little everything else.
Ooh, and someone bringing up in chat, Tower Room is in logic at this point with the Cane of Samaria, and we've already found Ganon's Tower. I can't remember where it is offhand, but we found Ganon's Tower earlier. Because that's where we know where a bow is. So to answer in a question in chat, it is not 7 crystals to enter Ganon's Tower, but it is still 7 crystals to open that door. Now that door will lead somewhere else, and it requires 7 crystals to open that door. And P-Train picks. Okay, AFG, just get that hammer finally.
There we go. That brings our runners pretty much even in items. The cape small difference is not a huge deal at the moment, so our runners are about equal.
The ether, and there is an ether different, or sorry, Quake. Quake.
Yeah.
And P-Train finds Castle Tower. Now, Castle Tower is going to be much nicer with Butter Sword. But is 1 key short currently, like, to be able to complete it and defeat Aga 1? Whether or not that's important or not, we don't know yet. There's a small key on Lumberjack Ledge. We don't know where that opens.
Oh boy, can you imagine if that's the Castle Tower key? That wouldn't do anything, would it? That would just bring us to Dark World. That's not really required for our runners.
Right, and we do still need the lamp for logical Castle Tower.
Oh, it can't be the small Castle Tower small key because that would be required to actually get it. So, yeah, no, that's me saying something that doesn't make any sense. I apologize. Chat's already calling me on it, but
All right, and AFG also picking up that cape as well. You know, we do have. I mean, I guess we already had access to Spike or logical access to Spike Cave if we find Spike Cave.
I'm just gonna say we're an hour into this and we haven't been doing a lot of cross keys recently, so the mentality is wrong for this. The mentality is the non-entrance shuffle.
It's
So I appreciate chat helping us out and being here with us. Keep commenting and helping us out here. We like having you with us, and let us know if you have any questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, chat, for watching along, and thank you also to P Train and AFG for agreeing to be restreamed as well. If you get a chance, please give them a follow.
Let's do that. They're both myself and Arturo has posted their links, but yeah, do give them a follow. These are both two really good runners. If you give them a chance to give them a follow, it really does help everybody involved. Everybody involved in this, the runners, the comms, the trackers, everybody is a volunteer here, so it does help everybody out. But meanwhile, we do see both runners just trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, and AFG does pick up that butter sword from Gary Oldman right there. Ooh, and AFG using that cape to good effect. Just don't worry about worry about the cabbages. Just go ahead and keep on going.
Yeah, it's a big thing of knowing the timing. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, so you do have to see the cabbage coming, the rock coming. You have to be ready for it. So you want to be there ready with your finger hovered over the button.
Oh, here's Thief Town, by the way, on P Train's side.
Ooh. That's a crystal, and it is completable. We have the big key. Do we not have the small key?
We do not. I don't think we've
I thought we found the small key.
Oh. Well, we'll see, won't we? In a couple minutes.
I thought we did, but our tracker doesn't have it up, which I'm going to assume that means it doesn't have it. I must have misseen it. Yeah, Arturo confirming no small key. So we're not getting to the boss quite yet. You thought we might have our first crystal at about 110, 115. No, we have no small key.
Or
we just want. Well, actually, we could.
Chest. Yeah,
we could get it. We just can't get the big chest. Oh,
yeah.
Small Skullwood small. That would have been great if that was a small key to Turtle Rock or to Thieves Town right there.
Right.
Yes, they can get to the boss. The biggest thing is that P-Train will be unable to check the big chest. The question will be, I don't know if... No, that doesn't mean anything, does it? Never mind. I'll take that back. Crosskeys.
Crosskeys.
Everything is important. Maps and compasses are shuffled, so it's pretty much all important. You have no idea if that's an item or not, no matter what you find in this dungeon.
P-Train going through this section very nicely. This can always be a tricky room, especially without the boots. But well done there. Oh, and AFG giving us mini Moldorm Cave. I don't think we'd seen this before, and so far we're seeing why. Big key to desert. There's our lamp. There's lamp. Ooh. And another small key for pod.
That lamp just brought a lot into logic. We've been out of logic for a long time. We haven't been discussing it, but we've been so far out of logic between some of the bunny strats and the dark rooms that our runners have been doing that we've been so far out of logic. But with the moon pearl and the lamp, we're actually back in logic now.
Right, and especially since that was a pretty accessible lamp as well. Just needed the mirror, really. Or no, you just needed the moon pearl. Sorry. And AFG is going to pick up that key.
What is the key? What is it? Hera. Right, we found that already.
Right, and don't know about if we need to go to Hera though, and that's the fun thing about like all these key sanity kind of modes where there are going to be a lot of isolated checks that won't feel good to try to come back to, but by golly, you might have to go back to.
Yeah, that's the big problem. If you've been watching the tournament recently, you'll see a lot of runners skip that or realize that the chest in the basement of Hera's is a map, a compass, a key that they don't want to get, and they're skipping it. But in Crosskeys, every chest is important because you don't know if it's a small key, a big key, a map, a compass, or an item.
Or the power glove, which
Well,
we
that
are
would be an
109.
item. That would be a very important item.
Right, we are an hour 9 minutes in, and we still are gloveless.
Here we go. P-Train. Will we get the scripted fight? Blind does the exact same thing the first time you enter this room, every single time you play. If you know how to fight it, you will not take damage. You will get a perfect fight. 2 phases, great. And again, if you're a new runner, learn phase 1, phase 2. Phase 3, P-Train just pulled off like perfectly. So, do that. But if you're trying to learn the game, learn phase 1, then phase 2, and then eventually get to phase 3. But wow, P-Train pulled that off well.
Yep, and 1 hour, 10 minutes, and about 20 seconds. We have crystal number 1.
Oh, that's a light crystal. Where are these gloves, though?
Right. Do we think that the gloves are? And I don't believe we have a mod in chat. If the gloves are in a dungeon or not. I think the worst location that I've seen for a glove is in Swamp Palace Big Chest. That
wouldn't be great.
That's the worst place I've seen a power glove. And to answer our question in chat, yes, these rooms are randomized. The entrance, this is an entrance randomizer where you might pop out at you might enter one cave. In the regular game, you go kind of to a set location. In here, though, it'll lead somewhere else. It'll stay consistent throughout but it will be just somewhere else. And yeah, the Hype Cave was definitely more of a ho-hum kind of cave. The Hype Cave entrance, though, gave us the Flippers and Checkerboard Cave. So let's see. P-Train is back, was thinking about Desert and opting to leave again. AFG does find the small shield right there. Yeah, at least this is not Enemizer or Boss Shuffle. But we still need a pretty substantial amount of items. P-Train giving us a new check here, unfortunately for not much. And AFG is checking Castle Tower as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, AFG doesn't really have too much more to check in here because, again, can't get too far without that key.
But AFG is in logic and will be able to check that second chest. P-Train wasn't able to go in here, or didn't at least go for this.
I thought he got the chest.
Or maybe so.
But he had the one. He just did it out of logic, but it's much easier to do with the lamp.
Right, especially that particular, especially those maze kind of rooms. Okay, so thank you, Artaro. Yeah, P-Train did get the second chest in the dark.
That's so. They just don't have the extra key to go all the way up. Not that they necessarily want to at the moment.
All right, and we'll see where AFG starts from. Getting a question in chat. Yes, Icebreaker will be able to clear out Ice Palace, and P-Train doing Icebreaker to perfection, able to clip through that rail, and we'll be able to complete the dungeon essentially backwards, but still needs a glove. Still needs the Titan's Mitts, I suppose, at that point. So
I thought that was anyways. Yeah, he forgot that he needed the glove, so that's okay. Yeah, I just thought the glove was needed, not the mitts. But
and it could be that you just need the glove. It's just by this point the game, like in a vanilla set at least, they would have the Titan's Mitts. But where the heck is it? And AFG is checking Hera because we did pick up that small key, and has a fire source now with that lamp. And there's the second Castle Tower key over on P-Train's side.
oh boy.
Oh geez, this is ooh.
We do have the basement of Hera being checked on the AFG side.
Yeah, so we're getting, and that's one of the kind of interesting things about this mode. Our runners have been going in very different directions this entire time. They had a chance for a high five, like probably what 15-20 minutes ago.
Yep.
But Ice Palace not turning up with anything quite yet. Definitely do need the Titan's Mitts, I think, for the back.
Here it is. Hold on. Basement of Tower of Hera. Is it something? Is this important? It is a big key. It's a Tower of Hera. Oh my! The coffee break room is actually the big key to Tower of Hera. Oh wow!
Is this rando?
The vanilla big key to Tower of Hera in Crosskeys. Oh boy, that's something. That's a location. Oh my. The worst thing about this is that it's a pendant. So you're gonna spend all that time to get a big key to the pendant that you're in to see what's up here. Is it something important though? We're still looking for that second item. The first one is 20 rupees. 20 rupees! It's 2 sets of rupees in there so far. What else is in here? Looks like we're going to go to the boss.
Yep, hey, you're already up here. You might as well. Oh, and P-Train is in Turtle Rock, by the way.
Oh, yeah. P-Train trying to figure out Turtle Rock backwards. That's never a fun experience.
But AFG getting hit into the center hole.
Into the center? That's such a long drop. That feels so bad. Letting the fire go. P-Train's running away from the roller.
Always a good thing to do, because that roller does do a decent amount of damage. Also, AFG is down to 2 hearts.
Yeah, I was going to talk even on the max hearts. Look at the difference.
Oh. 8 versus 12. I mean, and AFG does have the advantage of, I mean, Cape will help, and with Butter Sword, it's just going to be 2 sword swings, and there goes Moldorm. Let's see if it was worth it.
Was it?
It was!
Oh, wow!
Wow! I mean, sure, there's the red pendant, and that's not going to lead to anything, but the Power Glove, 1 hour, 18 minutes, 20 seconds.
Oh, that could be extremely important.
Oh my goodness.
P-Train's going to want to go back there.
Yeah.
Preferably with hookshot.
Right. Oh, there's the pod big key, by the way. In the very front of Turtle Rock. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a very oh, P-Train walks out of the front of Turtle Rock, finds the front of Ice Palace. That's not a helpful location.
Nope, not really. Nope.
That's basically a big prison cell.
All right, and let's see where AFG goes next. What was Graveyard? Graveyard Ledge was something important. Might have already picked it up, though.
I wanted to say it was actually just Thieves Town, but...
Oh, you're right. Nope, you're absolutely right. That was Thief Town.
Okay.
There's a lot going on here.
It's Crosskeys. It is very hard to keep track of every single entrance here for us and for everyone else. Again, I want to shout out our tracker, Arterel, for helping us out here because he's keeping track of a lot more than we are.
Ooh, and AFG does find Paradox Cave, so that's going to be, what, 7 checks? And that's really what you want. Oh, okay, small key to Meyer. I think that might be our first small key from Meyer. Having one is nice, because you'll be able to pick up another one pretty early on.
Pod key.
Another pod key. There's the Desert Big. There's the lamp for P-Train. Ooh.
That's the Thieves Town key.
That is... When AFG finds Thieves Town, that's definitely going to be a much less worrisome go through, I guess.
AFG walks out the front of Turtle Rock. That's always a fun exit to find in an entrance scene.
Right. All right. Well, on the plus side, though, you don't have to pop open Turtle Rock. You don't have to pop open that entrance.
Nope.
All right, and AFG. Yep. And AFG is going to go ahead and go through the race game. Oh, and there's hammer pegs.
AFG is finding a whole bunch of different places he doesn't want to be.
Right. But I think this is the first time AFG's here with the hammer, so does have a couple other options here.
No, actually, there is a good way to get out of there with hookshot that's recently been found, but unfortunately our runners would need hookshot to be able to do it.
Oh, and P-Train is going back to Desert now that he's got a lamp. He will not burn the key. He will not. He will kind of go through this part, at least logically. So that'll be... At least you won't have to worry about, like, where... now I need to go find another small key for Desert. But I am trying to figure out, Zethno, to speak to your point earlier, where did those 4 hearts, like, come from?
Yeah, it's been over time. Like, I haven't noticed really until now, but there is a definite heart difference here between our runners.
Yeah, and P-Train just opting to use Butter Sword slashes, 2 slashes per land molus, and there he goes for a piece of heart.
With no fire rod, no silver bow, that's definitely the easiest way to go around this. Go about this.
Right, and there is crystal number 2. at the 1 hour, 23 minute, 40 second mark.
We're not getting anywhere too fast, but we're slowly going through it.
Yeah, P-Train does need to get up to back up to Hera though for the Power Glove.
Yeah, so that's we can talk that P-Train's got 2 crystals on AFG right now, but AFG's got that glove.
Right. That's going to be critical. That's the critical kind of part there. P-Train is going to do a couple more checks though in Pod that are now available.
AFG's on his way to another crystal though in a second.
Well, and actually, this would be AFG's first.
Whoa, doing the bomb jump for the lamp.
Ooh, that's a good call.
The lamp back of Skull Woods isn't something you see too often, but it is very good to know.
Especially in Crosskeys or any entrance shuffler where you can get past here without necessarily having the fire rod.
Yeah. No fire rod still in here. Gotta be able to clear it. Here it is. So, the beautiful thing for AFG is that the Gold Sword will still work against Mothula. Even though it wouldn't in vanilla.
And
quick kill.
4 sword slashes, not into spikes, and just a couple bombs, but that is crystal number 1 for AFG.
So we have 3 crystals defeated between our 2 runners. They're just all different crystals.
Yep. Well, only 4 dungeons complete as well between the two, with Hera and Skull Woods on AFG side, and then P-Train having Desert and Thieves Town.
P-Train is heading back into GT to do right side with that Cane of Samaria.
Well, and I do like this because this is, what, 5 more checks? And at this point, you would I think I would probably opt for doing Tower Room here. You're already here. It's not like you're looking for the big key necessarily.
Yep.
So
Gonna probably use the glitch. Hold on to the wall. Maybe not. Looked like he was gonna use the cape glitch, but we won't be demonstrating that. AFG is in here too, using the hammer to go to left side. Hey, our runners are in the same dungeon. How often does that happen? Has that happened tonight?
Well, and I was wondering if an AFG is indeed going to the right side. We might see our runners in the same dungeon.
Oh, what?
Or in the same room, rather.
What happened? I thought AFG was going right side or left side.
He was until he wasn't. Ooh, so here we might see another bomb jump.
Yeah, this is a little tricky without fire rod. So let's see how P-Train does this.
Yep, and it's going to be going into here, killing all the enemies to clear out the room, and then going back south. And this is going to be a very tight bomb jump coming up here, but it is something to behold. And even tougher considering they do not have, he does not have the boots. Because basically you need to bonk over to that torch right over there so that you can light the lamp, take a fall, then run through using the torch. Oh, meanwhile, you've got that block over there just throwing fire at you.
Makes the jump. Well done.
So that's part 1, and now you take the fall and prepare to run.
This is a tight... I just want to comment that this is a tight room in the best of times. But...
Ooh, and I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, that... torch went out. Yeah, unfortunately, missed pushing the block just to the northeast of here, which slowed it up just enough. This is a room with very tight timing, and also 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, I just want to say that this room is tough on timing in the best of times. I've seen a lot of runners fail this in Yep. P-Train already deciding, no, maybe not. I thought he was going to ditch on it, but maybe he didn't. I've seen runners fail this in the best of times, not doing these tricks, not doing anything too complicated, and still failing it. And oh! I was gonna say, and P-Train gets it. Oh,
And the door just closes right there.
right in front of his face. That's unfortunate. I thought he was gonna get it there.
Yeah. And let's see. P-Train will be bomb jumping. I guess, okay. So P-Train will be bomb jumping along this side.
Yep. And then, missed it. He's got a lot of bombs left over, so he's okay. Gotta go one south, one left, one west, one south again. I missed mitts.
Oh. Well, that's... We're just watching this bomb jumping, and yeah.
Yeah.
I missed the mitts as well.
It was whatever was in Witch's Hut.
Oh,
I think.
You mean that mushroom that AFG turned in like 20
No.
minutes ago?
Oh, I guess I thought it was Vanilla Witch's Hut, but maybe it was. Where? Okay, chat. I missed something. Where were these mitts? Because we were watching P-Train do these jumps that he's doing. Oh, desert glove. Oh, the Rupee Cave. What was the location? Like, what was the actual entrance? Because I missed the actual entrance. He was up in, like, northeastern Dark World.
That opens up the world. Pyramid Fairy. Oh my goodness. Also, okay, good. P-Train pushing the block up. That will provide some protection against the fire snakes. And there's the flute. So we are out of logic. We're very out of logic on P-Train's side. But that flute is going to end up allowing for some quicker travel. Now P-Train just needs to get the glove. Or a glove and then the Titan's mitts. The Infinity Gauntlet right there. Oh. Well, there's the GT Big Key. Let's see, what number was that?
The GT Big Key was actually in GT. That's abnormal for Crosskeys.
And because it's fast Ganon, it's not necessarily required. Like, you don't need to defeat Aga 2 unless it's unless the Ganon hole opens up something required, I suppose.
AFG taking a death in Chain Chomper Room.
P-Train remembering to check the big chest though in GT. Does get a red boomerang right there. Red meringue.
It's a little bit of a heart check to remember if you're used to non-entrance modes, because you would never check that in a normal seed. P-Train gets knocked over by the mini Helmosaur.
You know, still counts.
if you know what you're doing. AFG taking his second shot at this chain chomp room.
Oh, and gets the small key to this dungeon. And P-Train is having to take on the Ice Armos with just, well, I guess just the Butter Sword, so it's not as bad as it would be like with the Fighter Sword or something like that.
Just butter, yeah.
Right.
That's an unusual sentence. Just the butter sword. Ice Armos might be the one boss where that actually matters, but...
Right. Alright, and we're gonna see these three...
Oh! That's... Wow!
Hookshot and
powder.
Oh my goodness. Well, and
that's where Hookshot was. So Hookshot is actually a required item. So Ice Armos is a required fight tonight.
Ooh. Well, and although that also means the boots are somewhere before there in order to get through the Stalfos room. Or the south of Stalfos.
No, oh yeah, I guess yeah.
So where are the boots? Because that also opens up the bow. Oh,
wait, no. We could have gone through right side, right? Oh, I guess. Yeah, no, you can go through right side without the boots.
I mean, yeah, you can. But yeah, so I guess either that or the fire rod.
Yeah, that is a lot because you can go through right side. It's fire rod locked.
This is this seed is fun to watch.
So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that Hookshot was fire rod locked. So where the heck is the fire rod?
That's a good question. Well, and the other interesting thing is we still haven't found the other bow. Like, because by the time you know, that bow that we found on the torch in Ganon's Tower, that could end up being Silver's by the end. P-Train.
Oh, we found Swamp. Sorry.
So yeah.
We found Swamp.
So we did find. Oh.
Oh, there's a fire rod.
Okay.
Available in the first chest. Flippers were super early. That fire rod was super early. P-Train did that all backwards.
Right.
What is back in logic?
And yeah, P-Train. I think both P-Train and AFG had been already in Swamp. Just it hadn't been flooded yet. So.
You know, I have a feeling that P-Train's unhappy when he sees that. After all of that work he did to avoid the fire rod, to do those bomb jumps, to do everything to get through right side Ganon's tower, he finds fire rod immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
It's probably going, of course. Like, if I had this 2 seconds ago, I wouldn't have had to redo that room twice.
All right, and let's see. I mean, at this point, you've got to do left side swamp. You still don't have a glove, and the glove isn't going to be here either.
No, we know where those are.
But P-Train is just going to go straight to the back. I mean, I guess complete the dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be just fine.
Diver down. Are we gonna do bomb? Or are we gonna do? We're gonna do Samaria. Definitely an easier strat. Same speed, really, of the bomb strat. If you're gonna do the right side jump in the water setup, anyways.
All right, and just a map there. At this point, our runners know where all the pendants and crystals are, so maps are going to be pretty unwelcome finds.
Yeah, maps are great in Crosskeys right up until the fact where you know where everything is appended to crystal, and all of a sudden maps don't matter anymore. AFG is back in pod.
Oh, okay. It's like, not sure why, but there was the big chest still. Meanwhile, P-Train is at Argus and making quick short work of Argus. Doesn't quite get the 0 cycle, but uh, 2
Nice
fire
quick
rods
though.
and this win.
AFG is still missing 2 checks or 3 checks in pod 2. So there are other checks missing here other than just the big chest.
Yeah, there's also the center chest that you can just see right there in the picture.
Must be the other lower chest as well. Nope, that got checked. So what's... One's the boss, but there must be one more there somewhere.
Also, P-Train does take down Argus, and with the Swagnet does pick up crystal number 3.
AFG grabs a shield.
Oh, thank you, chat. There's also Harmless Hellway.
We haven't checked that yet on that side either. Okay. Getting another map check on AFG's side. Must not know what everything is for a crystal or a pendant yet. Probably does now.
So we're not quite in. So we're still a ways away from no mode at this point, because we still need the glove. Well, we might need the gloves, or sorry, we might need the boots for the bow, or we might find a second bow.
Yeah, we need a bow. That's the big thing. We need a bow.
Right.
And then we need to find where the rest of these dungeons are, because I don't think we've found all of the dungeons yet. I don't think I've seen someone see Mirror. Or Meyer. Mirror. Meyer.
I believe you're correct. And AFG does pick up that fire rod, so when AFG goes to Ganon's tower to pick up the hook shot, we'll be able to check the right side in probably a much easier fashion. They are both right now in Swamp, though.
Will we see the glitch here on P-Train's side, or are we going to see the bomb drop? I think we will. Maybe we won't. Oh, we can't anyways. Doesn't matter.
Right. Yep.
We did back first. Never mind, I take it back.
Now, will we see it on AFG's side, though? Because this is AFG's first trip into Swamp.
Yeah. Will we see left side first, or will we see back first? I don't remember. We have the big key coming in, so it's not all that different one way or the other.
Right, and the back didn't really have anything. The only, I think, item of note really was kind of the bug net on Argus. Oh, right, AFG can't because we're still missing the hook shot. So AFG will be doing left side, but
yeah.
All right, and there's a small key for GT and
remembering the small things. It's Crosskeys.
Right.
We apologize. We appreciate chat for being here with us and keeping us in line.
This has been a test, of the. It's just like an audit, right? All right. But yeah, P-Train will immediately turn in that flute, and we'll be able to not go into the Meyer area yet because still needs gloves. Needs to go up to Tower of Hera at some point, or needs to go back to Tower of Hera, rather. But we'll go ahead and take down Skull Woods and Mothula here.
We do have a comment in chat. You know how I commented on the 8 verse 12 hearts before? It's 8 verse 14 hearts now.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
There's... P-Train is just growing and growing the heart advantage. As P-Train is looking for these gloves, he's finding every heart left in the game.
AFG does use the bomb diver down right there, though. Or
There it is.
doesn't,
And
but...
yeah, I think in the time that you said that sentence, P-Train defeated Mothula.
Yeah, that was pretty quick, huh?
So that's probably one of most runners' least favorite boss in the game, and P-Train made it look like it was the easiest thing that you'd ever try. I will tell you, it is not. And P-Train gets his 4th crystal without having found his mitts or his gloves.
Right.
He's now going to get a little bit stuck soon.
Right, because...
It is Crosskeys, so it's not quite as required to get mitts, but still. The big thing the big difference between the two runners in Swamp is that P-Train with the hookshot was able to hookshot over this ledge, and AFG is going to have to try this twice.
Right. So yeah, when does AFG go back to Ganon's tower? With the fire rod.
It's
And then...
not a huge check for him. Like, he was just there not too long ago. To go all the way back for 4 checks is not a huge priority at this point.
All right, well, P-Train is going to check Pyramid Fairy, at least the... Yeah, we'll be checking Pyramid Fairy at least.
Yeah, we got some guesses in chat, so why don't we send this out to our entire chat? What do you think Meyer is? Let us know. What entrance? This is Crosskeys. It could be anywhere we haven't checked. Let us know where you think Meyer is.
Also, P-Train remembering he doesn't have gloves, so he can't go into... can't get to the Dark World from that portal.
Yep. Needs gloves. After I asked the question, first comment is Myers vanilla. Yeah, well, we haven't been there yet, so it very well could be.
I mean, we have precedent for that vanilla dungeons apparently. AFG does remember to go the backwards or the correct way through the Turtle Rock dungeon here. If you have the hook shot, you can just hook shot onto one of those torches and call it a day. But can't do that if you don't have the hook shot. So you've got to go the game. You need to go the way that the game intended you to. And P-Train is going to be doing this part much quicker with that fire rod. We'll be able to check the 4 checks back here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what P-Train's up to here.
There's another small pod. All right. Well, unfortunately, those 4 checks. Well, it does increase the heart lead, which, by the way, AFG did get to 10.
Yeah, but P-Train got to 16, so there's still a 6 heart lead.
But AFG is going to this side, so if AFG does a full right side GT, he will pick up the hook shot. That will kind of really help out things for AFG's side because I mean, and granted, it's a substantial crystal lead right now, but the gloves the power glove and the Titan's mitts eluding P-Train is really kind of limiting things right now.
Yeah, there's some checks that he can't make, but overall, it's mostly about just finding the dungeons and finishing them. We need the bow. More than anything, we need to find the bow and we need to find Meyer. And yeah, that's about it. We need to find the bow and we need to find Meyer.
Right.
Like looking at everything else, P-Train has defeated a lot of the crystal dungeons except Pod, Ice, and Meyer. We've been in Ice, so we know where it is. We just need that glove to finish it. Meyer we haven't found, and Pod we need a bow.
And AFG is going full right side, which does take a slight hit there. But doesn't have too much magic remaining. There we go. Does get through that part. And worst comes to worst, I think AFG still has that green goo. So.
We're mostly, yeah. Where's that bow? Like that's the big thing. We know there's a bow in Ganon's tower. We know where one bow is, but where's the other one? Or where are Boots? One way or the other.
Right.
Where's Meyer? I did ask chat. Chat did not come up with anything interesting other than vanilla. We had one viewer who said vanilla. Everyone else decided not to comment, so we didn't get much of feedback there. What about you, Sorcerer? You want to guess anywhere?
Let's see, because we already checked everything in escape. I think that the other bow will be in. I think it'll be on Pod. I think it'll be on King Homosaur, because I think the boots are going to be Harmless Hellway.
Oh wow, you're mean. You want to put the boots in Harmless Hellway.
And meanwhile, AFG does pick up that hook shot right there, so we'll go ahead and do the left side now that it's a little bit friendlier with the hook shot.
Oh, Chad's actually bringing up a really good point here. There we go. Pyramid Fairy Vanilla location is now open because we have both red crystals.
Ooh. Oh, that's true. And P-Train just needs one. Just needed the glove. Did have to abandon the big bomb there, unfortunately. It's a good thing that we don't actually need the. We don't need to beat Turtle Rock. Or do we?
We've been in there so many times at this point. Come on.
Right.
AFG continuing on into left side GT. Now with that hook shot. Another chain jump room. This time, once again in reverse.
And a little bit nicer when you don't need to check the contents of that chest. Oh, good.
For sure.
Oh, a good full magic pickup right there by P-Train.
I gotta say, AFG is catching up. He's only 4 hearts behind now.
Oh, you're absolutely right. All right, and P-Train going the rando way through there. And there's the big key for this dungeon on AFG's side.
Yeah, we found that on P-Train's side already, so no surprise to us as viewers. Where are these boots? Come on, game. Although, even with that, we still need to find Meyer.
We do. Yep. Oh, and now we do have powder for Magic Bat as well, because they've both got powder, along with a hook shot. And a question in chat, if GT Big Chest was checked. Yes, Red Meringue.
There it is on screen.
Yeah.
Yes, it had been checked. The only thing is that boots at the top of GT are technically allowed if another bow is available, but that would make the other bow the second bow that we know. Because you need a bow to get to the top of GT, logically. Our tracker Arterville being mean and trying to give the runners a bow at the top of GT.
My goodness. And we are at
If that's true, we won't find it. Like, we're not going to find the boots up there to go get the bow because we're just going to finish the game before that. But yeah, this is awkward. Like, where do you go? Where's Meyer? Where's the boots or the bow?
P-Train needs to get to the path. Needs to go back up to Hera. Good. Okay, so P-Train is going into Hera. This is going to be the vanilla big key down here, and that's going to get the power glove. It's going to almost be at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, this is a huge time difference between our runners and the glove. But hey, it's Crosskeys. It doesn't make a difference.
Right. We won't know who's winning until someone crosses the finish line.
Or until someone actually hits Gummo, until someone finds Meyer and a bow. Like, when P-Train finds this, he'll be able to finish Ice, which will be another crystal. But he's still looking for the boots, the mitts, or boots or the mitts, or as well as Meyer.
Speaking of Ice, AFG is going through Ice Palace right now. There's the big key for this dungeon, which that just cannot feel good. I mean, nothing really feels good at this point. In all fairness,
Hold on, we're seeing a Herapot glitch here.
yeah, by lining up the pixel, there's the bomb, and now quickly get into place. Using that chest over on the right-hand side, kind of as a guide. And right there, you can hookshot into the pot. There are a couple of nice ways to kind of get down there, but that is a very nice way to get to the top of the dungeon.
Yep. Without the boots, going to trigger the little portal, or the little switch, to not have a problem jumping over this. Makes it a little easier.
Okay, and on AFG side, looks like that chest that P-Train had to pass up earlier wasn't really anything right there. It was not the boots, at least.
Yeah. P-Train takes down Tower of Hera, gets a pendant for his trouble. But the mitts, or the gloves, sorry, more importantly.
At the 1 hour, 58-minute, 12-second mark.
Wow. 2-hour gloves. Like, that's... And here's the thing. It feels like he's in the lead. At 2 hours gloves, it feels like he's in the lead. That's a ridiculous sentence. There is a question in chat about what sprite P-Train's using. It is the Bubblehead Link sprite, which actually I believe is his creation.
Right. And one thing that I definitely do appreciate in this version of Randomizer is in the end game credits, it will now also credit the sprite developer for all the such the creative artists kind of out there to create these wonderful works of art, whether it's Roy from Mario over on AFG side. I think that's Roy. I don't know my Koopa kids very well. Or the bobblehead Link. There's such creativity in there. That's fantastic. All right.
For sure. It's always great to see the different sprites and everything that we have been seeing. There's a lot of effort put in by a lot of the developers and all of that into this, so it's always great to see different sprites. I do want to quickly jump on a question as to the logic and things that we've been seeing. I believe we're actually in logic at the moment. Everything we've found is technically okay now, except for technically that little part where we skipped in pod, but I don't think we found anything in either of those chests.
Right.
So we're technically in logic, but to get anywhere, we do need to... Oh, half magic on AFG side. So P-Train will find that in a few seconds.
I'll say, it's like, also, don't blink, you'll miss it. That was a very nice cold stare fight by AFG. And a great find for that half magic as well.
But yeah, we're basically just looking for that bow or the boots to get the bow that we know to be able to finish pod, and then we need to find Meyer. Neither of our runners has been able to actually find Meyer yet.
But the good news is, on AFG side, this is the Meyer area, and we don't need Bombos. So we will be able to pop that open, and let's see what we've got. We've got a couple checks we can still do over here.
If you're cheering for AFG, you're going to be really happy that that's not that is not Bombos.
Yeah, double ether definitely feels nice. Does get kind of a mirror bonk right there, unfortunately. AFG does get confirmation that, hey, if this happens to be Meyer, and if this happens to be Meyer, then AFG is in a pretty decent spot. Is definitely a good number of crystals behind still, but having the Titan's Mitts really opens up a lot. And let's see what Misery Meyer ended up being this entire time.
Is it Meyer? Vanilla? Is it actually Vanilla Meyer? It is Vanilla Meyer! I called that one. Okay, it's Vanilla Meyer. Here it is. We did have a viewer who really super early said it would be Vanilla Meyer. I think it was Zero Wag, so I gotta give Zero Wag a shout out for an extremely early call of it. It is Vanilla Meyer. So congratulations for making that call in chat. As to answer the question in chat, I don't actually remember where mitts were. AFG has had mitts for a very, very, very long time, and P-Train just barely got gloves. There's been a vast timing difference. Sorcerer, do you remember where mitts were?
I don't, because we were both watching P-Train bomb jump across Ganon's tower.
Yeah, right. So I remember it being somewhere important in chat discussing it, and we both missed it because P-Train was having some fun with left side bomb jump Ganon's tower.
Right, and actually that's actually...
Oh!
sparking a memory. Yeah, Pyramid Fairy having.
Yeah, but it was in the Rupee Cave south of the Purple Chest. Check-in was where that actually was.
Oh, and there's a bow.
Oh, that's a bow. Okay, we found a bow. That's the other bow. AFG finds bow. That is go mode.
I think I'm gonna have to double check me on the keys, but yeah, that is. I think that's all
keys.
the items. That is definitely all the items that we absolutely need to beat the game.
Nope. I just checked the keys. Because AFG did not steal that key in Desert, AFG is in go mode with the small keys. AFG can complete every dungeon remaining.
That is incredible. At the 2-hour, 4-minute mark, just about. That's fantastic. And P-Train popping that open now. And now P-Train gets to make all of these gloves checks. And there are a good number of them, but with P-Train kind of prioritizing those right now, that's going to lead him to the Titansmiths, I think, pretty soon. Yeah, already heading that way, so...
Yep. The only question, Chad has a good question, and I'm not really sure. Did AFG find all of the dungeons? Did AFG find Thieves Town, for example? Because that would have been completable. Now, not with the unfortunately the big chest at the time, I think. But I'm not sure he's actually found it.
That is a good point. We have found the dam. Both of our AFG started did do some of Swamp Palace, but had to bail without that hook shot. But they've both been in Swamp.
I just got a comment. P-Train's in the right spot. P-Train is now going to check Meyer. Going to go into Meyer. Going to find that bow. And that will be for sure go mode, because P-Train only has Meyer and Pod left. And I guarantee you he knows where Pod is.
Right, so... Oh my goodness. This is an exciting... This is exciting.
Yeah, wow. This. You know what this has been a seed? This has been some seed that could have caused some significant divergence. I will just remind everyone that this is a 20-person race that we will catch everybody up on as we go later on. But wow, we could have. There's so many different ways you could have played this. We probably could see 20 different ways of playing this if you looked at every single runner in this race.
Right. And with both of them in go mode, P-Train definitely has the decided advantage just in terms of crystals. What it's 2, 3, 4, 5 crystals versus 2 actually. So yeah, there's a pretty significant crystal difference now at P-Train. So yeah, AFG will have to go back into Swamp just to finish out the crystal. But there's P-Train's bow, and P-Train is in go mode at 2 hours, 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Yeah, the decision by both of them to not end up stealing that key, or to steal the key and then not use it,
Yeah.
Dividends.
That's been super important, because you know what? I kind of wonder if that small key on Lumberjack Ledge is the other desert key. So if you steal that key and you do left side swamp, that could be super bad.
Right, that would be I mean, and the good news it was, like, we did find the second Castle Tower key, so at least that's not another thing kind of weighing on your mind, but that would not feel good.
Yeah, but if you, either way, if you're doing AGA specifically to get a key because you stole it, that would be bad. Oh, no, wait, hold on. AFG has the other Desert Palace key, so it wasn't that one.
Oh, okay.
So that small key on Lumberjack Ledge was something completely unimportant. Mire, maybe? Trying to see what's, like, not done. Mire, Turtle Rock.
It's probably definitely the one that we don't really. Yeah, probably one of those.
Mire or Turtle Rock, I think. That's all that's really left. It was Mire or Turtle Rock. Or GT. Yeah, it could have been a GT small. It wasn't an important key in the end. Oh, we found all 4 Turtle Rocks, right? I was looking at the wrong one. So yeah, what? Mire GT? That's about it.
As another note, though, we're 2 hours 9 minutes in. Entrance Shuffler. Have we found Ganon yet? I don't think we have.
Yeah, we did. We found Ganon super early.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in the Sanctuary dropdown.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's not too bad then.
Yeah, no, our runners did the very smart thing of check the back end of the entrance, not the drop down. Because if you're doing entrance shuffle, don't just drop down into drop downs, because you could accidentally drop into something like GT and have to save and quit. And for anyone learning the mode, try to take the back entrances in and learn the back entrances so that you know where to walk or what the entrance is, so you don't have to do the drop downs. AFG in Thievestown. P-Train heading to his last crystal. I'm pretty sure he finished Mire.
Yes. Yeah. P-Train did finish Mire. Got the big key to Eastern from there. But yeah, for an entrance randomizer,
2 vanilla dungeons.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely an interesting kind of find there.
2 vanilla dungeons and how many entrances in the game? That's pretty funny.
And for everyone who said that the bow would be in Mire, yep, absolutely correct. Or the second bow, the first bow, the second discovered bow in Mire, at least.
Now, I super want to know where the heck Boots are.
Ooh, yeah. Now that we know that. Sorry,
I just want to say, remember that our tracker Arteril did comment that, you know, Boots would be in, like, somewhere at the top of GT, Moldorm chest or something.
Oh. Or right now, like off of King Kelmasaur, where it's pretty much the end of the seed at that point. You can just go to Ganon's Tower, or not to Ganon's Tower. You can just go to Ganon, and not really be able to enjoy the boots. That feels like a randomizer to me. You do still need 7 crystals to open the GT Tower entrance, but Ganon's Tower is somewhere else. It would be kind of I don't know if ironic's the right word, and I don't know if it's possible, if the GT entrance happened to be the Ganon drop-in. Meanwhile, King Kelmasaur goes down on P-Train's side, and there's the shovel. And crystal number 7.
Here it is. AFG taking a hit. A little bit off script for the blind fight. Fortunately, at 14 hearts, not really going to have to worry about taking a little bit of damage. And that's what I was saying earlier. If you're a new runner and you're trying to learn this game, learn Phase 1, maybe, and probably Phase 2, and the rest of it, if you just want to take some damage through it, go ahead. Right. But yeah, P-Train, 7 crystals. Here it is. Heading to fight Ganon.
And AFG does pick up crystal number 4 right there.
And yeah, P-Train going to be finishing up quite a bit earlier now. Dropping into this drop down, and hey, look! What's Ganon doing here?
Just being more eager about thinking outside the box when there's any evidence of thinking inside of it.
Yep.
And by the way, don't blink, we're already on phase 2. With the Butter Sword, this is a very nice phase 1, phase 2, 1 cycle, phase 3.
Looks like we will see a torch lighting.
Which is a good
Some
call.
runners will opt for try to opt for an early arrow shot.
Well, we don't have the silvers though.
Oh, we don't have silvers. Oh, yeah. Surprised it wasn't lamp. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised it wasn't lamp, but there's the lamp just in case. I guess on fire rod just in case it was needed. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it's easy to jump from one to the other, right?
Yeah, and with the lamp, it's easy to just spam. I mean, you're 2 hours 14 minutes in to a seed where you didn't have the power glove until 2 hours. Like what, 1 hour 55 minutes?
Yeah, but AFG had it like 45 minutes earlier.
Right. P-Train making great work of Ganon here in this phase 4 spin to win fight. Just 12 spins total. I think we're at 10? 11?
I don't know, but P-Train's getting a lot of the 3 hits in here. And get your GGs in chat. P-Train takes down Ganon. All he's got to do is cross this most dangerous bridge of the entire game. And he is done. And officially, P-Train ends up first on our restream, but 7th overall in our race tonight. Quick shoutouts to our finishers. Goomba in order. Goomba, Megawatt, Lin, Wall Kicks, Furious Magic, J-Jo? I apologize if I mispronounced that. First place finisher did finish with a time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, 54 seconds. That's Goomba. P-Train did finish with 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 39 seconds. And welcome P-Train to the commentator's booth. GG.
GG.
GG's.
That was one heck of a seed.
Yeah, it was so weird. I don't know. It feels like the story of my life lately in Randomizer, where I feel like I crushed the early game, and then it just slowly slips away from me.
Yeah, in the end, like AFG had, who's our other restream runner, did have mitts probably a good, at least half hour earlier, which probably would have helped you.
Yeah, I mean, once you get the mitts, everything. I mean, really, once you get the glove, things kind of fall into place.
Yeah, it was just your order ended up like you had a very good route, you had very good execution. It just didn't pay off in the end, but it was very well done. I don't really know if you have any other thoughts in general on the seed.
No, I felt like my early game was good. Going to Easteth Mountain, things like that, like chasing Spiral Cave early. That felt really good. I felt like I had my hands on a lot of keys really early. Like halfway through the seed, I was itching for a dungeon to clear. You know, like I knew where Swamp was, but I hadn't found the dam yet. I knew where Ice was, but I didn't have Bombos or Fire Rod. I had all the keys to Thieves Town, or not really Small Key. I had all the keys to Thieves Town, but I didn't know where Thieves Town was. I knew where Skull was, but I didn't have a Fire Rod. I knew where Desert Palace was, but I didn't have the big key or the small key. So it's like I had all of this information, but just no equipment to actually go and do anything about it. So that was very frustrating. And then when I finally found Thieves Town, I was very happy. And then I found Bombos, which immediately sent me to Ice, completely forgetting that I don't have a glove. Because how often is it that you go, an hour in a Crosskey seed without ever finding a glove?
We actually
And
saw that.
I think
I believe
went,
you tried to pick up the rock.
yeah. I went, I think 2 hours without a glove or close to it.
Yeah, it was about.
An hour 55, I think. Yeah, it was right there.
It was a little bit more. I believe that the first place finisher actually finished about at the same time you found your first glove.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was the timing.
Yeah, not having a glove just really messed with me. No, number one, not having a glove. Number two, the late flute. It just kind of made getting around the map really bad. Getting into the Dark World was really awkward. And even when I found the flute, it was sequence broken. Then when I found the hook shot, I knew that I actually sequence broke the fire rod. So that was kind of funny to see that in Swamp in the first check. I was like, okay, well, there we go.
Yeah.
We were wondering what you were thinking when you found that fire rod, knowing that you had just spent all of that time in GT bomb jumping around it.
Yeah, I tried to do the right side bomb jump, and it didn't really go too well. I was very close. I didn't realize that when you exited the room and came back into it, that the block reset. So I knew I was gonna miss it the first try, and then second try was just barely not quick enough.
It was close. That's a very tight glitch to pull off one way or the other.
Yeah, without boots, it's very, very, very tight.
Yeah, and it was
Which
still
another downer about the seat. I never found boots. Like 2 hours and 15 minutes of just walking around Hyrule, was not fun.
And especially considering how early you found that bow on Torch.
Yeah, I mean that happens. But it was very interesting being one item from Go mode and not knowing if that item was going to be the bow or the boots.
Yep.
And for the record, we were still looking for the boots as well. That still hasn't been found yet, so probably Prima Oldorm to just somewhere up there.
Yeah, once you dove Hera, whether you Hera potted or did the basement, I didn't want a Hera pot because it was out of logic. I wanted a glove as soon as possible. So when I did the basement and found the big key of Hera in its vanilla location, I was very, very, very upset. But
yeah, that was the other thought.
One-off checks burned me so much in Crosskeys. And because there were so many things that were on my mind. I knew at one point I hadn't found Hype Cave yet. Paradox Cave came really late for me in this seed. Also, I hadn't found Eastern yet. I hadn't found Meyer. So I was like, oh, well, if I find either of those, that's a lot of checks that I can do. And it just never came. Or when it did come, it just didn't have anything worth a darn in it.
Apparently, we did just get confirmation in our chat that boots apparently were in Mini Helma room at the top of GT.
That's cool. I was never getting that.
And in the meantime, AFG does drop into the Ganon fight. Did pick up the 7th crystal over at Pod, and on to Phase 2.
Yeah, it was. I will say that as we are watching AFG finish, and I don't want to take any focus away, that it was very interesting because you two had such different routes due to the fact that AFG just had gloves so much earlier. But like he had gloves and maybe 1 crystal, and you had no gloves and about 4 or 5 crystals, and we were just watching to see which route ended up actually working out in the end.
Yeah, it was an interesting seed. There are many different ways this could have played out, but yeah, it's actually kind of late here, so I do have to dip out.
Oh.
But thank you very much for the restream, the interview, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for running.
Good evening. Thank you for being restreamed.
And GG.
And GG.
Bye.
I totally missed that the first time, but the silvers were in. Oh yeah. That.
Yep. on the
Ganon
torch.
saying the silver sword in his tower. Of course they were. They were on torch. Okay, it's getting a little late. This has been a lot. Surprisingly, this isn't that long of a seed. This is Crosskeys for a 2 hour and 15 minute, 2 hour and 25 minute seed, 25 minute seed. This is actually pretty short for Crosskeys. But yeah, so as soon as we get it, there it is. AFG finishes up Ganon. Ganon does go down. AFG completes it. Get your GGs in chat as AFG crosses the very dangerous bridge to finish off the game. I will just remind you that there are Twitch channels posted for both of our restreamed runners as well as our volunteers in chat. So please do give people a follow. It does help everybody involved out. But yeah, get your GGs in chat for AFG, Average Frustrated Gamer, who finishes with a time of 2 hours and 24 minutes. He does finish in 12th place, 5 behind P-Train. In between, we have Koi, Edium,
Haiku type,
and Vortex of Doom.
GG to all of our runners. That was, yeah. This has been a heck of a seed. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, this was a pretty rough seed. We do have a few people that have decided to end their attempt at this race. Probably looking at this seed, not liking what they see. We do have a few more people still running though. I'm not sure if we're gonna. We do have AFG going to be joining us in a moment, just to get any final comments or questions. Welcome, Average Frustrated Gamer, to the commentator booth. GG.
Hello, Zethno, Sorcerer Finch. GG. How's it going?
Going all right. How are you? How are you feeling after that seed?
Man, I am tired. This was my third Crosskeys seed of the day. I did inverted Crosskeys earlier.
Wow.
I did the retrance, and I am glad I got through this. This has been a day of crossing the keys.
And GG, that was
what a seed to end it on.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Were the boots found? Where are the boots?
So we have
Okay.
Mini Helma Room is what we've been told by an off-stream runner.
Okay, cool.
So no P-Train's response was, well, I wasn't getting those.
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't happening. No, sir.
yeah.
I will say that you got Mitts at least a half hour earlier than P-Train, and you just went totally different routes, so it was interesting to watch. You had Mitts and about 1 crystal, and P-Train had no Mitts and about 4 crystals.
Wow.
So yeah, you just went totally different directions with the entire seed.
Man, that's what I love about Crosskeys. I can't wait to watch this back. I love the Crosskeys restreams. Like, I saw the championship race today in the tournament, and sometimes with Open, like, somebody just doesn't do a thing and they don't get the cane, and it's like, well, when's this race going to end? It's already over. With this, there's so much to talk about, so much to figure out, and the divergence is so good. It's so interesting watching, the commentators try to figure it out, the chat try to figure it out. Like, there's so much to discuss.
Honestly, I will say from a commentator perspective, we stopped trying to figure out what you two did because you two took such different routes that we stopped talking about divergence and what you were doing in that aspect, because I think Sir Finch will back me up here, but like it was impossible to track.
That
wild. I can't wait to see it back. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh, it was very wild. It was quite an adventure. It was an adventure. That's what it was.
That it was. Yeah, I really hated the path to CAC. The path to CAC was just bad. I did not like. That was not fun at all. There were a couple of times where I changed my mind. Like, no, I should do this. Like, I felt like I kept like doubling back on my choices a couple of times, but it was. I wish there was a better path to CAC.
The funny thing is, I was going to say that you and P-Train are 2 featured runners tonight. did cross paths about twice. All game. It was only about twice that you were in the same place, and one of them was CAC. So you got there about the same time.
How about
With
that?
different items, though. I think P-Train had hammer and you didn't?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
It's just,
Yeah,
you took such different routes that you had different items the entire seed.
Man, that's going to be fun to see. I cannot wait to check out what the hell happened here.
Also, just the difference in hearts as well between the two of you, because it seemed like you were on 8 hearts for almost like 2 hours. It felt like,
Yeah,
like it was
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
and
those were pretty late for sure. Yeah, the males came pretty early for me. It didn't feel too bad health wise, although I did take I took a death, I think, in what was it? I had done Spiral Cave, I think, and I did a death. Like, I had just found Death Mountain, and I really wanted to stay there. So after I took a death there, I just had to get back. I wanted to see what the hell was going on in that part of the world.
Oh yeah, well, and I think because Spectacle Rock, like the entrance normally to Spectacle Rock, I think that was actually, wasn't that the hammer? I think that was important.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, West Death Mountain had the hammer. There was like Bonk Rocks or something had the hammer.
Yeah, it was just it was something.
Oh man, I can't wait for the tournament. It is going to be so much fun. Getting this mode featured, and I think there's about 160 people signed up. My odds of getting out of the murderer's row that we call Swiss is almost zilch, but damn, it's going to be fun trying.
So that is a little bit of a shout out to everybody. We did mention it earlier that there is an upcoming Crosskeys tournament. So if you're interested in this setting, you like what you see, do go looking for that information. It is connected through the Discord, through everything else. If you look through the main ALTTPR Discord, it is posted in the announcements. And keep an eye out for that. Our tracker did just shout out our links to everybody involved today, so do remember to give everybody a follow. But any other thoughts on the seed, AFG?
Let me look at my tracker, see if anything else interesting came up. We had the bad CAC. I tried to figure out how many times I wanted to follow Old Lady Connector. I really wish I could have done Skull Woods earlier, but the damn murder bird said no.
Yep.
Although you did get the mirror really early, at least.
Yes.
That was, of the good things, there was that. You had the butter sword pretty early. And it was also kind of interesting just seeing, like, okay, yeah, I think you were one sword behind for a little bit, but you got them in a different order. So when you two kind of doubled up on each other, you got butter sword and you're good.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that first sword was in CAC, as I recall, and I remember wishing I'd had it for my death in Spiral Cave or something. Like, yeah. Yeah, but like how many times when that flute finally came, it was like, thank God I don't have to do that walk ever again. Okay, good.
Right, and yeah, that was just and you also made a great call, like just doing the full side right side GT to get to that hook shot as well. That was. Yeah, that hook shot kind of blocked most of the things, and then once you got Meyer and then the bow.
Actually, Meyer's a good question. How did you feel about 2 of your crystal dungeons being vanilla?
That was weird. Whenever Crosskeys does that, I raise an eyebrow. That was just weird.
I forgot to ask P-Train about that, but 2 of your 7 crystal dungeons were vanilla locations.
Right, and then what? Vanilla, Big Key, and Hera, and
yep.
That was bad suspicious. That led that first glove. That was why are you here? I was so glad I wasn't gonna go to Hera, and I was gonna go to Old Lady Connector for like the 80th time. And I was like, let's stop by Hera. Oh man, yeah, I really liked the layout of Swamp and Desert Back and Pod at the end. It was nice that they were kind enough to be next to each other at least. But yeah, that hook shot really was the gate. Yeah, that was. I never actually did hookshot cave, come to think of it, but that really gated like all the things.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, I think it was just like Bombos was the nicest thing kind of out of there, and we didn't need Bombos.
True, we did not. Yeah, once that fire rod showed up in Swamp, yeah, thanks Swamp, putting the fire rod there was cool.
Right.
Oh man, such a good. There's a reason I played this mode 3 times a day. It is so much fun. I love this mode.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a really just kind of fun mode, especially like finding the puzzle. It's the puzzle of it, you know. It's the chaos.
Exactly. One time I made the mistake of doing a co-op Crosskeys seed. It's my first ever co-op, and oh my god, that.
Oh jeez.
Whoa.
Oh, that's got to be that. Oh jeez.
Oh, where is this? Oh, and that's where. Oh god. Oh, what'd you say? Who are you? What's your name?
What? Hold on. You know. Okay. Cool. It's in this cave. Which entrance? Is that the entrance or is it the cave itself? And where did you get there?
That was said many times. Many times. I'm not doing co-op Crosskeys again for about a year. I think I'm going to be in therapy for that for a while.
All right. So, any final thoughts on the seed?
That's all I got. GG's, that was fun. Thank you, comms. Thank you, trackers. Thank you, restreamers. And quite a nice murderer's row of participants in that race. It was fun to be amongst y'all.
Yeah, that was a really, I mean, that was a pretty stacked race, like kind of overall. What of the 20, yep. And of the 20 entrants, I'm still pretty impressed. Like there's still 18 going. You know, 2 hours. Currently 2 hours 36 minutes into the seed so far.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that could slow you down a good way on this seed for sure. But some people really wrecked it. The Goomba had the sub 2. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, sub 2. Goomba is the only sub 2 on the whole thing, so gotta give a shout out to that.
Big props.
Record.
Big props.
We didn't announce it yet, but Shire has completed in 13th in Kairau. I think I pronounced that incorrectly, but has finished in 14th just now. But yeah, so if that's it from you, AFG,
that's all I got. I got to get the speed gaming schedule and see what's coming up next. I love making these things.
So well, on the note of the speed gaming schedule, we'll hit that 1 second. I just do want to thank Sorcerer Finch for being here with me today. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, and thank you to Arterel for clicking those buttons. Without you, without our trackers, this is way harder on the comms.
Right, and Zethno, thank you as well for co-comming, and Arterel, thank you again so much for keeping us honest, for pressing the buttons, I mean, and for reminding us where the heck the Titans myths were at least twice.
For sure.
And tomorrow on the Speed Gaming main channel, on this channel right here, we have our second race for the bronze medal for the main tournament between Zelga and Obscure Lifeform, and that is at 5:10 Eastern, 5:10 p.m. Eastern. And then we have another daily race at 11 p.m. We have a Casual Boots daily race on the main channel as well.
For sure, and definitely keep an eye out. So definitely try to follow all of the Speed Gaming channels. This one right here, Speed Gaming, the main one, and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Please do give our runners a follow. It really does help them out, even just to have that extra follower. Everybody involved here, please do give my co-com and our tracker here a follow, because it does help everybody out. And if you are still looking for a little bit more ALTTPR action, there is just a little bit going there, quite a bit into the race, but the hybrid major glitches qualifier is currently running on Speed Gaming 2. They are an hour and a half into their qualifier, hour and 40 minutes. The runners are still going, trying to finish up. So if you're looking for the just a little bit longer into the evening, it is still ongoing. Otherwise, from my side, I hope you had a good time with us tonight, and I hope to see you next time. And Sorcerer Finch, do you have any final words?
Aside from what a seed, GG, AFG, and P-Train, fantastic job. I learned a lot from watching you two run. Zethno, as always, a pleasure to come with you. Artaro, always a pleasure to come while you track. And everyone have a great rest of the day, and see you later.